Hey there and welcome. My name is Pete and this is the latest installment of our monthly channel update video, this time for the month of March 2020. And while we could, as usual, start with a look back at the previous month, I will admit that not a whole lot happened in February. We simply continued playing XCOM and Mass Effect, so instead let us jump right to the big news for March. In March, the Pete Complete YouTube channel had its 4-year anniversary. And to be honest, thinking about it, that does sound a bit crazy to me, because I still remember sitting there back in 2016 and contemplating whether or not I should really do this. Today, 4 years later, I am extremely happy that I did, and I'm also very thankful for each and every one of you who has joined me on this journey over the past 4 years. And to give back and to celebrate, I thought that this anniversary thing could be a great point in time to finally start a new series, a series that has been requested countless times over the last year or so, a new RimWorld series. With the recent 1.1 update and the launch of the RimWorld Royalty expansion, I was really eager to get back into the game and to discover all of the new content, and I had my mind set on an Extreme Desert challenge for quite some time, so that is exactly what I started to work on after the Royalty DLC was released. Episode 1 went up just yesterday, and judging from all of your comments, I made the right decision. This channel is of course not all RimWorld, but the game certainly has a special place in this community, and I'm very happy to have it back with a new series and new challenges. So if you have not yet seen the episode, then go ahead and give it a try. I made it extra long to celebrate the launch, and we're even having ourselves a small giveaway of the Royalty expansion, so if that's something you're interested in, then feel free to take part. Now, regarding the XCOM and Mass Effect series, we will of course continue both. XCOM is definitely a bit more popular at the moment, so together with RimWorld I could see those two as the flagship series, so to speak, with Mass Effect perhaps occasionally taking a step back. But don't worry, especially with Mass Effect's storyline slowly reaching its climax, I will give the game all the attention it deserves. Now, at this point, I also want to talk about something a little different, something that is becoming more and more prevalent in my life as a YouTube content creator. I want to talk about sponsorships and advertisements. Yes, despite my channel still being very much on the smaller side when it comes to subscriber numbers, I am at a point where I receive emails with propositions for sponsorship deals or advertisement offers at least once a week, oftentimes even more frequently. And I honestly can't imagine what the email inboxes of channels 10 times or even 100 times my size look like, especially if we consider that about 90% of it is utter crap. I am talking about dubious, sometimes even downright predatory browser games and apps, extremely obvious scams that promise to pay thousands of dollars for a 2-minute video, but of course require me to install some sort of software on my computer that I have never heard of before, or simply requests to promote some kind of product that even after the 3rd paragraph of explaining still doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But from time to time I am also approached by reputable companies with rather reasonable offers. And today I want to share the story of one such reasonable interaction, namely with the company BenQ. You may be familiar with them, they are mostly known for selling projectors and monitors, but they approached me with something else, the BenQ ScreenBar. Now, I'll get to what that actually is in a moment, but first I want to mention that yes, they did send me this product for free after we sent a few emails back and forth. But the reason I agreed to receiving it and to briefly talk about it was mainly the way they approached me. From the very beginning it was made clear that they did not have any guidelines for how their product should be presented. They did not expect me to make a separate video, which I would not have done anyway, or to read out any sort of pre-written statement advertising the product. So all I'm going to say in the next few moments is my personal unfiltered opinion, and apart from the product itself I also did not receive any other payment, commission link or discount code, so there is no financial incentive for me to talk about the product other than the fact that I was really pleasantly surprised. Now, as some of you may know, I am a bit of a night owl and I often stay up way past midnight to finish recording or editing a video, to do some other work or to simply play games for myself. As a matter of fact, I am currently recording this video with midnight fast approaching, and I am not exactly sure why, but the quiet of the night is generally the time of the day where I am most productive. Now back to the BenQ ScreenBar, which is designed exactly for those types of situations where you sit in front of your computer in the evening or at night and require some additional light to avoid staring at a bright screen in the dark, which if done for too long is really not that great for your eyes. I'll put up a few images of the ScreenBar, and I even took some of those myself so that you get an idea of what it looks like, but to me there are 3 key features that make it a pretty cool product. Firstly, the ScreenBar doesn't produce any annoying reflections on the screen, something that my old desk lamp for example did, and therefore caused me to throw it out years ago and to always have my bright ceiling lights on whenever it gets too dark. Secondly, because the ScreenBar goes right on top of the monitor, it doesn't take up space on the desk, and while we're at it, putting it up is also very simple. It took me only a few minutes and the lamp is easily connected via USB. Now finally, and this is probably my favorite feature, the ScreenBar has a sensor that can automatically adjust the lamp's brightness to match the surroundings, but you can also set a manual brightness, which is what I did, as the ScreenBar is capable of producing a very nice warm light that is much cozier than my bright ceiling lights, and especially late at night it makes for a very comfortable setting. Now, I will admit, for $99 or euros, depending on where you are, it is certainly not the cheapest product out there, and to be perfectly honest, for that price tag I probably would not have purchased the ScreenBar myself, at least not without learning more about its features first, but if you're sitting in front of your computer for many hours each day and often work late or very early, then it might be a worthwhile change in your lighting situation, if you will. I am definitely very happy with the product, and I actually believe that at least for US customers, BenQ currently has a $10 discount on the ScreenBar with the code SCREEN10. I'll leave a link to it down below in the description and the comments, so if you're interested, feel free to check it out, but again, I don't receive any payments or commissions for your clicks or purchases, so there is no need to feel like you have to support me by clicking on anything. And that's basically all I have to say on the topic. I just wanted to frame this small, well, let's call it an advertisement. I wanted to frame it with some information about how I approach these requests for ads and sponsorships, just to let you know that I am of course not going to sell out to every brand that contacts me, and that I will continue to remain very cautious when it comes to promoting brands or products. But if the conditions are good, and most importantly if I can honestly recommend a certain brand or product, then I will consider doing so. In the end, doing ads and sponsorships is a good way for content creators like me to sustain what we're doing, if they're done with a bit of tact and authenticity, of course. So don't worry, this will very likely not become a regular thing on this channel, but from time to time I might introduce you to something that I feel deserves a recommendation. And with that being said, I think we can now wrap up today's channel update video. I think I have rambled on for long enough. Before I go, however, there is one very important thing still left to do, and that is to say thank you and give a shout out to all the new patrons who have joined in February. So as always, in no particular order, a big thank you goes out to Kaya, Kush Renata T, Alan Lee, Someone Special, Amethyst Corona, Wesley Warren, Andrew Parch, Theodore Yoakum, Luke Millisor, Rumors in Space, Joey O'Hara, and Alexander Hopp. I hope I pronounced all of your names correctly. Above all though, thank you all so much for your support. And I think that's all for today. One last quick note, I will be on a short conference trip next week, provided of course the coronavirus doesn't cause the thing to be cancelled last minute, so videos will perhaps go up a little less frequently during that time. I am confident that both the next XCOM and RimWorld episode will be finished before I have to leave, but you never know, I thought it couldn't hurt to give you a quick heads up. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this short channel update video, and if you did, then I would of course be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date, or maybe even check out and pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.